Hello everyone, NoC here aka Icon7, and today I'm gonna show you guys another tutorial on how to 360 in Dead by Daylight. Now I've made a lot of updates on how to Iron Tech and how to Iron Tech Reverse and how to Moonwalk, but I felt like 360 I only made I think 2, maybe 3, but I felt like I missed some important points that I still wanted to mention in my previous tutorials. So yeah guys, without any more delay, let's get straight into the tutorial. So first of all, let's start with the most important aspect in 360ing, and that is the sensitivity settings. Now, a lot of people till this day still ask me in the comments what my sensitivity is. Now, I always play on 100 sensitivity because playing on 100 sensitivity makes it a lot easier to 360. Just to sum it up in short, the higher your sensitivity, the easier it will be to 360. The lower your sensitivity, the harder it will be to 360. So if you are a survivor and you are not used in playing on 100 sensitivity or 90%, then I would recommend you, let's say for example you play on 70 or 60 sensitivity, try a few games with 60, then move on 65, then move on to 70, and just like that you build up until you reach 100%, because you will see that 360ing at 90 or 100% feels a lot easier than doing it, for example, at 60 or 70%. Should you play crossplay on or off? Now, if you are completely new to 360ing or you are a few weeks into 360ing, then I would recommend you to play crossplay off because it lets you go up against the same platform as you do. Now, for example, let's say you are on console, then you will only play against console killers. Now, if you play crossplay on, then you will go up against PC and other platforms, and we all know PC has a higher sensitivity. Killers on PC play on a higher DPI, a higher sensitivity, so it will be a lot more difficult to 360 them. So if you're new, then I would recommend you to turn crossplay off. Now, to turn crossplay off, you have to go all the way back to the menu and then you can turn it on or off. You can't do it from the lobby menu. You have to go all the way back to the menu and then turn it on or off. Now, I prefer to play on crossplay on because, for example, I'm on PS4 and I always like to have some variety, so turning on crossplay lets me go up against PC killers, and on PC there is a lot of players playing Nurse, Blight, Deadslinger, Huntress, and I always like to have some variety. What I've realized is when I turn off crossplay, I always go up against the same killers, for example Pig, Spirit, Doctor, and you won't see many variety, because on console it's a lot harder to play Nurse and Huntress, Deadslinger and Blight. Moving on to the second most important thing, and that is looking behind you. Now, looking behind you does not only benefit 360ing, but it helps you with a lot of things. Let's say you are getting chased and you want to know how close or how far the distance between you and the killer is, then looking behind you is the only way to know on how far or how close the killer is. Looking behind you also helps you in a chase. For example, is the killer gonna use his power? Is the killer going to double back? Is the killer going to break the pallet? Is the killer going to vault the window? Now, looking behind you just is one of the best things you can do in DBD. Now, when it comes to 360ing, looking behind you is important because you need to know the timing. Now, usually you start a 360 once you hit the red light, once you're inside of his red stain. Now, most experienced players can do it also without looking behind them, because when you don't look behind you, you can see the red light on your back, and that's like kinda where you have to start the 360, but a lot of experienced players know how to do so. But like I said, if you're still new to the game, then I would recommend you to just look behind you. Like for example, just turn your camera, look behind you, and it will be a lot easier to time your 360. Moving on to the third step, and that is how to 360 and the controls. Now, as you can see right here, I'm looking behind me, as I mentioned before, and what I'm about to do is I like to always fake the directions. Now, as you can see, first I will make him think I will turn the right side from my point of view. So I will flick to the right side. As you can see right here, I'm looking behind me, and after that I flick my left joystick to the right side. After that, I also like to flick my left joystick to the left side. So I always like to confuse the killer in turning left or right. So I like to fake the right side and then the left side. To do so, as you can see, I'm holding the running button and I'm looking behind me and I'm faking the right and left. As you can see, right, left, running, right, left, running, right, left. I don't need my right joystick, only my left joystick. Now after that, I decided to turn back to the right side from my point of view. And this is how it looks like. Don't turn your left joystick too fast. Use medium speed. Now I'm running, I'm faking right, left, and I'm turning back to the right side. So as you can see, I'm running, then I'm faking the right, then left, and then I'm turning back to the right from my point of view. And while doing so, you have to move your right joystick all the way to the left side. Now, this is too fast. This is what you have to prevent, moving your joystick this fast, because if you do so with 100 sensitivity, you will only 360 in your own place and you won't go around the killer. So you have to do it medium speed to go all the way around the killer. Now, faking direction examples. I will show you here some examples about faking the left or the right side. As you can see right here, I'm faking the pallet, then I'm faking the right side, confusing the huntress, and there you go. Then after that, I'm immediately going for the 360. Here once again, faking it, she swung. I got some distance because of that. Right here, I'm faking the pallet, 360, then I FOV tech, there you go, she swung again. And because of all of that, I managed to survive and I got the stun on this huntress. Here as well, faking the right, faking the left, immediately 360, and then drop the pallet. Always confusing a killer with this. 360s do not always work. Now, like I said, if you go up against PC killers like a Deathslinger or like people with a high sensitivity, no matter what you do, even if your sensitivity is 100%, as you can see right here, I 360'd the Deathslinger, but he still hit me because his sensitivity is so high. As well with this nurse right here, I 360'd, but she still hit me because their sensitivity is so high. Now, just to put things into perspective, if you are on PC with a controller, or Xbox or PS4 or mobile with a controller, if that's possible for DBD, or Switch, because I had a lot of people asking me in the comments saying it's a lot harder on Xbox, it's a lot harder on PC with a controller. Well, that's not true, because once again, it doesn't matter. Like, for example, I'm on PS4, I play with a PS4 controller. Give me an Xbox controller, I will struggle for the first minute, but after that I will get used to it and it will be the exact same, because it's all about getting used. For example, if I was on Xbox and I was always playing with an Xbox controller, give me a PS4 controller and I will struggle for the first few minutes, but after that I will be able to do it just like I was able to do it before, because it's all about getting used to it. So when there is people saying it's impossible to do it on this, it's impossible to do it on that, well, that's not true. Like, it's always possible and it's just about getting used to it. So that's pretty much it for the 360 tutorial. I really hope I addressed everything and I hope this tutorial was helpful. And if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments below. And if this video was helpful, please leave a like, subscribe, and yeah guys, with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Take care.